What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And this is another edition of the Casey Crew.
Welcome.
Now, what are we calling this podcast? Twas the night before. What was it?
No.
What's it called?
Well, it's the podcast before Christmas. So Twas the podcast before Christmas.
Twas the podcast
Yes.
before Christmas. Well, happy holidays to everybody out there.
Yes, happy holidays.
Now, I hopefully, each and every year, Gia and I do this tradition. It's called 12 Days of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to show my wife I appreciated her, and I wanted to do something special and fun and kind of brings the kid out of Gia a little bit.
And you.
And me too. And
Yes.
me too. So we came up with this thing called 12 Days of Christmas.
Well, you came up with this
Right.
thing called 12 Days of Christmas.
Right. And for 12 days, up until Christmas, I get Gia something that she can open the day of. So it could be anything. And I encourage you guys, we're a little late because we didn't do it last week, but I encourage you guys to do something like that. Even if it's only 5 days to Christmas, 6 days to Christmas, it doesn't have to be expensive. It's not about the price of the gift. It's not about how much you spent. It's not about it's just the little things that just show that person that you love them and that you care and that you appreciate them.
And that you pay attention to them.
Right.
That's what it is. It's the thoughtfulness.
Absolutely.
That goes into it. And if you don't want to delve into that tradition, it's really nice to come up with traditions of your own.
Right.
And
especially nowadays, because there's so much going on in the world. There's so much going on. And, a lot of times we're running left, running right, and we forget to just tell the people in our lives and our family that we love them. So doing things like that definitely reminds them and keeps that blood flowing,
It's kind of like right now, just like you said, in this day and times, people kind of ignore the nucleus.
Correct.
It's like you kind of lose sight of family and how important home is, and loving on the people around you and showing them how much they mean to you.
Correct.
So it's really nice to come up with different ideas. You can sit down with your partner and, figure out a tradition. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something that the two of you share or gifts between the two of you. It can be something that you do for your kids.
Correct.
Because just having tradition is such a beautiful thing. I grew up and there were certain traditions that my family did, and it just made growing up a little bit more special and more memorable. And I know you and your family had traditions. And how did that make you feel?
I loved it. We didn't really do holiday traditions as much. We all came to somebody's house like each year. We went to a different.
The Christmas paper fight wasn't a tradition?
Well, the Christmas paper fight. We would, after everybody opened up their gifts, we would crumple up all the wrappings and we would throw it at each other. It was always a lot of fun. It would be older people, younger.
We've done that in your house every Christmas since I was 15. Because how many people would be in your house? About maybe 25?
About 25,
Christmas would be about 25 people. And just like he said, everybody would be finished opening up all their gifts, and the family room or the living room would be a hot mess and just ribbon and everything, glitter everywhere. And then as it started to simmer down, people would start gathering their paper and balling it up and beaming it at one another, aiming for the face. It was a little wicked, in a way, but it got a little out of hand. But that's something I remember doing every single year for Christmas. And then when we took over Christmas, when we got big, when we grew up and, we bought our own house, we started hosting Christmas. And, then it was like the older aunts and uncles and the grandparents and everything at that time, they would come to our house and we'd engage in the same traditions. So the point is, I encourage you guys to come up with your own traditions.
Absolutely.
Give your kids memories.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Just try to enjoy the holiday season. And I think for us, not to say that we haven't, but in this last year, we've been doing a lot more of it. And I think that's because maybe it's the president change. Maybe, we've been seeing more and more people need help. But, if you can, try to help somebody as well. This is the holiday season. I know somebody might be like, well, I ain't got it. Well, if you ain't got it, just imagine the person next to you really ain't got it.
Right.
And we've been doing a lot of that. And that's been making me very, very happy. Like, we did the Feeding Homeless in Newark, and we did
Toys for Tots.
We did Toys for Tots. And then shout out to Civilized Nation is a sneaker store I get my sneakers from. We always do a pizza party for a group home where kids that pretty much don't have a mom or dad, and they're raised by, I want to say, the city or the state, and we have a big pizza party. We buy all the kids sneakers, we give them starter jackets, and we play music, we do dance, and we just talk to them about doing so many things, and we've been doing a lot of that, and it's just a lot fun to just help people out,
Right. We also every season, quote unquote, adopt a few orphans and make their Christmas every year. So that's something that if you can do that, you get to meet the person that you are helping.
Correct.
That there's no other feeling. They create a Christmas list and, and just like, I think we talked about this maybe last year, it's the simplest of things.
Right.
And you realize the little things that can really be life-changing for someone, like t-shirts or socks. Remember or slippers or just a book bag.
What's them socks? The expensive Nike socks?
I can't remember what it's called, but Logan likes them too.
Logan likes the socks. Mm-hmm. He wanted a pair of those socks.
Just a pair of socks.
So we try to do that a lot, and it's really, it just feels good to help people out and just to see their smile and to see their face and to see all the things. Last night, this was probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen. A lot of times, I wouldn't even say a lot of times, but last year, Christmas, a lot of the kids' stuff we actually bought online. We bought and they delivered it to the house.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And there was a couple of things I had to pick up. So I went to Toys R Us and picked it up. And a couple of years, that's really what happened. So last night, Gia and I, hold on, the nanny's calling you. You better pick up this phone. As you can see, we are live and we are in our bedroom. See what the nanny wants.
Hello.
As we wait.
Hi, Irma.
Irma's the nanny. As we waiting. Mm-hmm.
We're taping the podcast right now.
Mm-hmm. This is how you know it's a live
can you
show.
ask Madison for it and then I'll take care of it after?
Yes, as you can see, she's calling. I guess she needs something.
We do it in the bedroom now.
Yeah, because she can't walk in here because we're butt-ass naked. Okay.
She's like, okay, bye. Because you heard her knocking on the door, right?
Yeah, I heard her knocking on the door, yeah.
I'm like, who's going to come barging through? She didn't realize that we were actually working in here. Okay, anyway.
So last night, Gia and I went to Toys R Us, and for all the parents out there, usually Toys R Us has holiday schedule where they close at 2-3 in the morning.
Right.
So Gia and I go to Toys R Us at midnight.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it feels like the store is ours. There's nobody in the store, maybe two other parents.
Well, last night when we went Christmas shopping, there was only two other people, aside from the employees, two other shoppers in the entire store.
Toys R Us.
But I don't know if it's like that at all of the Toys R Us's, because we've gone shopping at midnight before and it's been packed. So I don't know what it is about this year, or maybe it's the specific location of this Toys R Us is kind of in the cut. It might have been that, because that store was empty.
And it's even if you don't
we
have
had
kids,
5-star service.
Even if you don't have kids, it's a perfect date night. And I know it sounds corny. I'm explaining it.
That wasn't romantic.
I'm gonna tell
you.
What
are we talking about?
I'm gonna tell you. It's a great date night.
We fought in Toys R Us.
But it was a fun fight, because last night we go to Toys R Us and you get to see a lot of the toys that you had when you were kids. Oh. And it brings out that feeling. So last night, Gia is running around playing all these toys. She's reliving her Barbie days, and she's telling me how I had the Barbie with the string elevator.
Yes.
And I had this and I had that. Mm-hmm. And then I'm on there riding.
My Kawasaki drums.
Yeah, see your Kawasaki drums. I'm in there riding the bikes through Toys R Us.
Yes.
We just had a great time at Toys R Us, even though we got a lot of shopping done. We got, all the kids taken care of. But we just had a lot of time. I mean, playing with the wrestling ropes and the basketballs and the Minnie Mouse cars and the drum machines and Paw Patrol. We just had a great time in Toys R Us.
No, but there was a lot of nostalgia going on in Toys R Us yesterday. Like that Barbie camper looked just like the Barbie camper that I had when I was 9 years old. And that Barbie dream house. But like you said, mine had the string elevator. I will never forget that Barbie dream house. It made me feel a way.
Right. So so Gia made us buy one for Lundy.
Yes. London got a Barbie dream house. I'm hoping, I didn't really pay attention to the specifics because we were doing so much shopping, but I'm hoping it has something special that she's going to remember when she's a grown woman.
Well, I hope Daddy can put it together, because that shit has a lot of parts.
Rashawn, I don't even know what we're going to do.
Like that has a lot of parts, and I'm not good with the stickers either.
So many things. No, you're horrible pull out the sticker.
I hate the
You are
stickers.
so
Stickers are
bad at the
crooked and all that
stickers.
other stuff.
Yes, but I really don't know what we're going to do if we don't start building things tomorrow. There's a 1,000 things that need to be built. You have a lot of putting together to do.
Well,
you need to incorporate some friends.
I know. Well, this is vacation.
You need to make
time,
some bribes to bring your friends away from their family to our house.
I got Madison. Madison helps me a lot with that stuff. So
yeah, but she has a lot going on this week. I think you need to call some friends and you guys need to get to building.
I'm gonna try, but there's a lot. Like you got a lot of stuff.
You need to become one with the Allen key and start putting some stuff together.
Oh boy. Well, but back to what I was saying.
Okay.
But that's a perfect way.
Cheap date.
Cheap date. I mean, you still got to go get the person something to eat. But then after that, you go to Toys R Us and just look around. Just experience that thing. Even if you don't have a nephew or a niece or somebody to get shopping to, just be like, hey, I want to go get something for my neighbor. It's all right. Go in there and just look at the stuff. It'll be so much fun. Trust me. Mm-hmm. Trust me.
Yes. No, I enjoyed myself.
You know what I want to talk about in this podcast? There's a lot of things I want to go through. Let's talk.
So you're not rushing tonight?
No, there's no rush tonight. I'm off. I ain't got vacation. I ain't got to go to sleep. I mean, we got to go.
So you're not tired?
No, I'm not tired.
Oh, okay.
I got to do a couple of things. We got to do a couple of things after, but I'm good.
Yeah, we really have a lot to do today.
I want to talk about Christmas etiquette.
Okay.
All right. So a lot of people ask, if I'm going to a friend's house, do I need to bring something? So.
Okay.
I say this. I say absolutely positively, no matter what, if you're going to somebody's house, you should bring something, no matter what it is, no matter if it's a bottle of liquor, whether it's a bottle of champagne, bottle of wine, or
vodka, or tequila,
anything like that.
A bottle of alcohol always works.
If you're going to an older woman's house, maybe. When I say older woman, like if you're going to your girlfriend's mother's house or your girlfriend's grandmother's house,
okay,
you always bring the mom something. And that's something easy. It doesn't have to be expensive. You could get a candle. Women like candle, correct? You can go to Home Goods, right? Home Goods has a lot of stupid shit for the house.
One of my favorite stores. I get in there and I don't know how to act.
Oh, believe me, I know.
I get in there and I do not know how to act. I go in there thinking that I might need one or two things and I come out with 26 things.
Oh, let me just say something.
How that happens, I don't know.
Home Goods has a lot of shit that people don't need.
Oh my gosh. And I don't know how they sell their merchandise so inexpensively. I'm like, I could get all this for $12.99. I need 3 of them. That is how Home Goods feels to me. I hope you guys have a Home Goods in your town. And if you don't, go to the next town over. I'm sure they have one. Home Goods is awesome.
Like Gia makes up things for Home Goods. We're in Home Goods yesterday, and Gia sees a telephone booth. And I see her staring at this telephone booth.
Wait. It's not just a telephone booth.
Go ahead.
It's a red telephone booth that goes in hand in hand with the telephone booths in London. Get it? Rashad, don't look at me like that.
Our daughter's room is pink. It has nothing to do with red.
I was thinking that if we change the decor in London's room, we can design it around a London theme.
So like I said, I'm looking at Home Goods and I'm watching her stare at this telephone booth. And I'm thinking to myself,
telephone booth was
we don't
beautiful.
fucking need a telephone booth. We don't need a telephone booth.
If she has a London themed bedroom, we would need a red telephone
That's
booth.
What I'm talking about. Home Goods just has a lot of bullshit that people just don't need.
I was thinking we could buy it and just put it in our storage room. And in the case that we want to change the decor of her room, maybe in about another 3 or 4 years, it'll be there waiting for us.
I went to Home Goods one time. And
if you guys have been to Home Goods, you have seen this red telephone booth. It comes in seasonally around the holiday season. It pops up and I've always looked at it and admired it. I went and I opened it up and looked at it. Wasn't it beautiful? Lie and say it wasn't beautiful.
It was beautiful. I went to Home Goods one time and it was a circus tricycle in Home Goods. Like a circus.
They have the most random things. Yes.
Tricycle. And I seen it and I was like, if Gia was here, Gia would be like, you know what? We should take this because, we might turn one of the kids' rooms into a circus event. And, we might just leave this like.
Right. And that tricycle would have been $49.99 and well worth it. Am I lying?
No.
Am I lying?
No damn tricycle.
Oh my God. Like they had all types of, you know what they had yesterday?
What?
You guys, those, and I don't even know if they're English, but in my mind, it's English. You know those beautiful English baby carriages? Like it's not a stroller.
Oh my goodness.
But it's, it's a baby carriage, like a bed. And it looks very English.
Yeah.
Oh my, they had one. I'm like, where are you guys getting your stuff from? They have the most random things. I mean, it was expensive. It was like $1,900. But damn it to hell, I wanted it. And if you weren't there, you might have came home to a new baby carriage.
And they would have right back.
I'm like, we're trying, right?
Gid was like,
you want another baby, right?
Gid was like,
50-50, it's going to be a girl. Oh, because it was pink.
Could you imagine Brooklyn laying in there? I'm like, Brooklyn's one. She's not laying in there. Gid goes, well, when she sleep, she doesn't sleep, all right? No, we're not getting that damn stroller. But back to what we was talking about. We're talking about etiquette. So what do you think when people go to somebody's house, what should they bring? And should they bring something?
Well, I don't even really think it's about what should they bring? Because I think we talked about that last year on the podcast. But I think the bigger question is whether you should bring something or not. But if we're going to just cover lightly what you should bring, a candle is nice. Like you said, liquor is nice. A treat is always nice, like a box of cupcakes or a cake, like some type of dessert. I don't believe in ever showing up at someone's house empty-handed.
I agree with you, no matter where you're going.
Yes. However, for me, in my house, I almost prefer if our guests don't bring anything.
I agree with you.
I prefer if you come empty-handed to my house, but that's my own personal preference. That's not the standard. Unless
whatever it is, you're going to use that night. So for instance, if you are a wine drinker, and you say, okay, I'm going to bring a nice bottle of wine
wait.
for us to drink
Hold
that night.
Hold on. If who's a wine drinker?
If the person that's coming
the guest
to my house,
or the homeowner?
The guest.
If the guest is a wine drinker, you want them to bring their own wine?
No.
If that's the case, what the hell kind of hosts are we?
All right, for instance.
Oh, really? You like wine? Well, you better bring some wine.
All right, my good friend.
Like, what are you talking about?
Like my good friend Danny, right?
Okay.
Danny is a Patron drinker. He's a tequila drinker.
Right. So if we're hosting something, we should make sure that there is a bottle of Patron for Danny.
But he's going to bring bottle of Patron too. Anyway, he just does that all the time.
I mean, he may, but we're talking about what a person should do. If I'm hosting something and I know that someone only drinks Diet Coke,
then I'm going to bring him Diet Coke.
Then I'm going to make sure that there's Diet Coke at my home.
Okay.
If someone is coming over and I know they only drink sparkling water, I'm going to make sure that I have sparkling water.
Okay.
That's what you do as a host. You please your guests.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, really? You only like Cabernet Sauvignon?
Yeah.
That's how you pronounce it, right? I'm not a wine drinker.
I don't know what you just said.
But I think that's how you pronounce it.
Flirting with me. I didn't know what you were saying.
Well, you better bring your own.
I said,
if you like Cabernet Sauvignon, then I'm going to make sure there's a bottle of that here for you. Okay.
So that makes sense.
Right. Like for Christmas this year, you want jerk chicken.
Correct.
I'm like, I love jerk chicken, but Madison doesn't like spicy food. Logan doesn't love spicy food. There's a good chance that some of our guests aren't in love with spicy food. So you have to know that if we're going to have jerk chicken, you have to have another chicken alternative.
I got baked chicken too. Or barbecue chicken's up to y'all.
Oh, you did order
yeah.
baked chicken? Okay. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to make sure that...
How are your kids Jamaican and don't like jerk chicken? Like, I never understood that.
Listen, I don't get it either. Because I ate spicy foods all my life. I don't remember ever eating anything like, ooh, that's too spicy for me.
I eat spicy food till it comes on my
London
ass hot.
will... Yes. Yes, you tell me about it all the time. But even London, like, something could just have a little bit of a tang to it, and she's like, "Oh, this is spicy."
Sparkling water. She will not mess with sparkling water. She'd be like, "This is spicy soda, Dad. This is spicy
soda,
water. It's called spicy water. This is spicy water, Dad. You want spicy water?" I'm like, "It's just bubbles," but she won't mess with it.
Right.
You know, and I also wanted to say, you know, for the holidays, try not to argue. You know, and the reason I say
people try to argue for the holidays.
No, but yeah, I know it's a higher argument rate. If there was a rate, I mean, it would be a higher argument rate because people are usually stressed during the holidays. And I really think holidays can cause a massive breakup and massive divorce because people are stressed out. They're emotional. They're trying to make sure and trying to please everybody, whether it's their mama, daddy, their kids. And it's a very stressful time. Mm-hmm. And I know for myself before, during the holidays would be a very difficult time for me because you're trying to please everybody. You're not just your wife, your kids, your family, and it's always a lot on you. And a lot of times you take that out on the closest people to you. So, you know, I've always learned that for the holidays, keep it easy, keep it light. Even if you're stressful, just breathe and try to push arguments back and push things back till later on where you have more of a clear mind.
Okay.
Why you say okay?
No, I was just thinking, you said past Christmases. So I was sitting here trying to think of, did I ever see stress on you?
Oh, I've been stressed the fuck out mad time.
Christmas.
No, because this is the first time in December that I actually took a month off of DJing, because usually I DJ no matter what.
Right.
But I took off because I said I really want to experience and really have fun. Like, I want to be with the kids 24/7 and really enjoy it. But usually Christmas Eve I got a party.
Right.
So after the party, I'm coming here trying to put shit together and rap and help you rap shit.
We've never slept on Christmas Eve.
No, and it's always...
There hasn't been a single Christmas Eve since we've had kids that we have slept.
Right. And then we wake up the next day and we got Christmas at the house.
We can't wake up if we haven't
you know
slept.
what I mean? But you got to... The next morning, the kids get up and then you got to try to get the house prepared.
I'm looking a hot mess. You're looking a hot mess.
It's
like,
stressful.
do we even have time to brush our teeth? Because we're sitting there watching the time.
Right.
Like, okay, the kids are about to be up. It's like 6 o'clock. They're about to be up and I still have this to put together and that to put together. And I want to make it look all pretty and beautiful and perfect for them. Yeah, that is a lot of stress,
and then
especially for you.
Shit, and then somebody comes that you don't expect, and then you don't have a gift, so then you got to try to see what...
Oh. But we always have backup gifts.
Yeah, got backup
you
gifts.
You guys, you must have backup gifts. And the perfect place to get a backup gift
is Home Goods.
This
is not a Home Goods sponsorship.
No, we're not sponsored by Home Goods. But I really just love that store. It's a little treasure, But yeah, you can go in there and get something for $12.99, $16.99 and have like a little backup gift. So I always have about 4 or 5 backup gifts that, I can give to a male or a female or something like that.
Right.
But also, another reason why I don't really want people to bring gifts to my house is because... if you have more than 2 children...
It's a lot.
It's a lot. People come to your house and they feel obligated to bring gifts for all of your children. And that can be a big stressor.
Yeah, we got a lot of rugrats running around.
Yeah, that could be a big problem. So when you come to my house... I do not bring anything. Just bring yourself and a smile, because I don't want anybody visiting my house feeling stressed or having to go out and spend money or anything like that for my or my family's sake.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of a rule here. Don't bring anything. Come empty-handed. You could bring a dessert or a bottle of liquor, but aside from that, no, I don't. Like, you better check those gifts at the door.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So now, where do you want to go from here?
I don't know. Where do you want to go from here?
I want to read this letter.
A letter?
Yeah.
No.
I'm not going to say names. Yes, I'm not going to say names. Yes. No. It's perfect. No.
Why didn't you tell me that you were thinking about that before we cracked these mics?
No. Because this is good. Because this is really, really good. Because you said something earlier that I thought was real, and I didn't think about that. And I was talking about it today when I was in the gym, and I was like, you're right. All right.
But that's personal.
I don't care. Here we go.
Okay.
If you write me a letter.
Can we have a sidebar really quick?
No sidebar.
Because I don't necessarily agree that you should read that letter.
It's all good. Okay. Now, here it goes.
I don't know how I feel about this. No, I'm serious. I really don't know how I feel about this. You can't just Debo me right now.
No. It's okay.
Wait. Let's just talk right quick. Hold on. Just hold on.
It'll be all right. It'll be good. Here you go.
Rashawn, no.
I'm not going to say names or nothing like that, so it's okay. Only him, me, and you will know. Here we go. E, what's good, bro? Now, I got this letter in the mail. Now, there's a reason why I'm reading this letter to you guys, because Gia said something that was real to me, and I thought she was right when she said it. All right? Somebody might take it. Some people might not like it, but I don't care. This is, we talk about everything up here, even when it comes to ourselves and shit that we don't want to talk about with our relationship. So, here we go. E, what's good, bro? I hope this letter reaches you in the best of health and highest of spirits. Happy holidays to you, Gia, and all the kids, and congrats on the new additions as well. Before I got locked up, you only had Logan, Madison, and London. Your family is getting big as hell. God bless. I'll keep this short because I know how busy you are between the radio, the clubs, being a dad, and probably 20 other things at one time. I'll fast forward a little bit. I got into a little trouble, needed some money, and I robbed a bar. I got a 5-year sentence for it. I come home in 2019. Any money that I left behind has been used up. Long story short, my baby mom is going through it and she needs some help. Between being locked up since 2014, I fear my kids won't have a Christmas. One thing I know and admire about you is how good of a father you are and that your kids come first. He has 2 daughters and wants help, right? So I was talking to Gia about this earlier, and
okay, that's all you're going to read.
That's all I'm going to read.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to. I mean, I don't need to read the other personal information. But I was talking to Gia about this earlier, and Gia was like, babe, we've been doing a lot to help people, and I know how you are about kids. But you said, I got a question for you because I kind of feel away, and I said, well, what do you feel? And you said, I feel funny a little bit about it, and explain why you had a little funny feeling about it.
Well, when you read the letter, I could tell by the look in your face that you wanted to get in the car and run to Toys R Us and make his family's Christmas.
Correct.
Well, at least a Christmas for the children. And he has 2 daughters. And at first, as I was listening to the beginning, I was thinking, okay, I can see where this is going. And yeah, that might be a good idea. But this is someone that you knew. I don't remember this person at all. And
I mean, we weren't super close. We weren't best friends. We spoke periodically and, we were cordial.
Right. And at first I thought it might have been a good idea. But when it got to the part about he got locked up
for robbing a bar.
For robbing a bar.
Correct.
Meaning he's been incarcerated for approximately 3 years.
Right.
And now his family is home without his support, without him being able to work and provide for them. So now his children are suffering.
Correct.
So clearly you feel bad for the children.
Correct.
Because children are innocent and they have nothing to do with the actions or the decisions of their parents. But how I really feel is that was that man's decision.
Correct.
We're grown. We have choices. And you have to know that when you commit a crime, especially one that's violent or potentially violent, because I don't think that he walked into the bar and said to the bar manager, hey, I think it'd be a good idea if you gave me all of your money.
Right.
There had to be some type of physical threat involved. He had to have a gun. I haven't seen anybody rob a bank, rob a bar with a knife or anything. And I've never seen anybody ask for money during a robbery. So I'm sure he had to have a gun or something. So you put a gun to someone's head or you put a gun in someone's face and you demand something that you didn't earn yourself. And then you attempt to leave with that. You go in knowing that that's your plan. You have to also go in knowing that in the case that you get caught, you will be incarcerated.
Correct.
And you have to know how that will affect your family, your friends, and everyone around you that cares about you.
Correct.
He did it. That's what happened. And now, because your children and your wife or girlfriend?
Girlfriend, I believe.
And your girlfriend are suffering.
Or baby mother.
You want help from someone else.
Correct.
Now, even in that situation, it's not that I have a problem helping someone in need, especially if I can, but especially during the holiday season where there are so many children in need and so many children who aren't going to have a wonderful Christmas. And they're the children of righteous parents, parents that are trying to do good, parents that are trying to provide for their kids in an honest way. But I'm going to turn around and, dig into my pocket or use my resources to help you. No, I'm not doing it. I feel sorry for your girlfriend. I feel sorry for your children. But if I'm going to help somebody, it's going to be someone that's more deserving than you. And if you means your family, then that's just what it means. I'd rather help a God-fearing person that does right and is righteous and has good intentions. I'm sorry.
And I thought about it. And I thought about it when I was working out and I was talking to the trainer and I was telling him, that after talking to you, I felt that you were right. You know, I speak to people all the time, you know, women who are working 3 jobs and maybe have 2 or 3 kids. And, and they're trying to buy their kids some Jordans or some sneakers for Christmas, and they can't. And, you know, they're working, they're busting their ass to pay for mortgage and busting their ass to pay their car note and busting their ass to pay the lights. And, you know, and they're working, trying to do it the right way.
Exactly.
And, you know, I speak to dads sometimes who just lost their job and doing odd jobs to try to maintain their household and to maintain. And then reading that story, I was like, wow. I was like, you know, you're absolutely positively right. Now, I'm going to help them. I'm going to help them. And I'm going to help them not because of our conversation, is because I really feel like God told me to help them, because this is something that's been on my mind all day. But
wait. Tell me more about that feeling.
Not to sound braggadocious, but, you know, people ask a lot. You know, people have their hand out sometimes, and we help a lot of people and help a lot of situations. But never does something fall heavy on me where I think about it all the time.
Okay.
And since I read that letter, I've been thinking about it all day long, you know, and people ask me for stuff. That could be
God speaking
so
to
I was like, you know, I'm gonna help, you know, and hopefully me helping fixes him and says, you know what, I don't want to do that stupidness no more, because it had to take a lot of pride to write that letter from jail. So I'm gonna help. But I agreed with you. And I was like, you know.
And I agree with you. If you have that heavy feeling on your heart, then I absolutely think that we should help.
Yeah. And after this, we're going to go to Toys R Us. And I'm not going to buy gifts. I thought about it. I'm going to go get because I don't know what his daughters are into. We'll go get Toys R Us gift cards. And she can go out there and get it, and it could be from her. You know, I don't want it. You know, I don't need that credit. Let it be from her. Let it be from Santa. Let it be from the dad. Whatever it may be. That her address is there. I'm gonna drop it in the mailbox and just text her and say, "Hey, there's a gift."
He left her number.
He left her number and address is a gift in their mailbox. Merry Christmas. But you know, you were absolutely right, and I was like, you know, we really need to think about what we do, because everything is a consequence. You know, we really need to think, you know, if I do this,
people don't think ahead.
It doesn't just affect me. It affects my children. It affects my baby mother, my wife, my girlfriend. It affects my mother and father, you know, and the reason I wanted to tell that story is because at first I was like, yeah, I'm gonna help dude. And then I thought I
could see it in your face.
And then I thought about it. I was like, why should I help him? You know, he put himself in that situation by robbing something. And this is for somebody who's been shot at, for somebody trying to carjack me, trying to rob me from a situation where somebody, you know, robbed me at gunpoint and I chased him and caught him. Like, from that situation, from somebody who didn't want to work to get their own. Right. Because I'm out here working to get my own, you know. Right. I'm out here every day, 24/7. I'm not sleeping. I'm sleeping an hour. I'm sleeping with one eye open. I'm helping my kids with homework. I'm trying to do as much as possible. And for somebody to just say, okay, I got a gun, a knife, I'm just going to take it. I'm going to try to get it the easy way. I don't respect that at all. I don't respect a robber or burglar. That's something that I don't respect, because there's a lot of people out there that work hard and bust their ass, you know, and they go out, you know, to work, and then somebody comes in their house and steals their shit. Like, that bothers the shit out of me, because people work hard for their stuff, you know. And it's not like, you know, oh, well, they just got it from their daddy. Their daddy just, no, motherfuckers is out there working. They're busting their ass, taking trains, taking buses, working 8 hours, sleeping 2 hours, getting back up for you to just say, okay, I got a gun, and I think it's easy for me to just jump in somebody's house. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Because they want it.
Because they want it.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
Right. So that person saying, hey, woe is me. Now, you know, I'm not around to help my kids. Can you help them for me?
Correct.
It really does make me feel a certain way. But again, that has nothing to do with the children. It
has nothing to do with the children. And that's what I'm thinking about. I ain't thinking about him. I'm not thinking about his baby mother. We know we're going to take care of the children, and hopefully they have a good Christmas, and hopefully, I don't know if they believe in Santa or if they believe in whoever, but hopefully they get that credit, and that's what I want to happen.
And shout out to everybody, all the parents out there that are working hard to provide for their kids and to give them a beautiful Christmas. God bless you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, you know, I'll reach out to the baby mom, say, yeah, we got the address. I don't know how far that is from us, but we'll figure it out.
Yep.
And this portion of the KC Crew is brought to you by Fabfitfun. Now, Fabfitfun is a seasonal subscription box for busy women to discover brands and products for a life well lived. Now, it's more than just a beauty sample box. Now, my baby got her box and she was kind of excited, right?
I was a little excited.
Now, what was in that box?
Oh my gosh, there's all types of things. You know what I like?
What?
The fact that there are a lot of items from well-known brands.
Right.
So one of my favorite things in the box was an assortment of candles. And you know how I love candles. I like to sleep well.
Not only that, they had candles and they had this spray. I didn't tell you about the spray because I actually stole the spray. This spray actually helps you sleep better. You spray it before you go to sleep. And I don't know if it opens up your pores. Not pores, but your nasal.
Your nasal pores?
Your nasal pores. Yeah, I call it the nasal pores. And I was able to sleep a lot better, especially after that video you posted of me snoring.
Yes, you need it. If anybody needs it, it's you. So I'm going to get you your own subscription of Fabfitfun.
My goodness. Now try Fabfitfun today. Go to fabfitfun.com to subscribe and start getting the box for a life well lived. Use promo code KCCrew to get $10 off your first box. That's over $200 in value for just $39.99. Again, go to fabfit.com and use our code KCCrew to get $10 off your first Fabfitfun box. All right. Now, I want to get to the email of the week. That was the letter of the week. Get to the email of the week. All right. Now, email of the week. Hey, Gia, first of all, I love the relationship that you and your hubby have grown to have. You are truly blessed, and not because it's perfect, but because each day you both wake up and make it work. That's a choice, and you both make it every day. I need some advice. I'm 38 years old. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and I'm at the tail end of my divorce from her father. We had been together since I was 20 years old, and I find myself single and divorced. We own a home together, and my daughter and I moved out over a year ago. I've been dating one guy for the past 8 months. I feel like I needed someone in my life to help me get through this enormous, tough process.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, but a few years younger. He doesn't seem to understand my needs and hasn't totally been there when I needed him emotionally. I'm financially independent, and my soon-to-be ex-husband pays a decent amount of child support. My issue is I've had to pay close to $20,000 in legal fees, and my husband has held on to the money that was in our savings account. She put in parentheses, to be spiteful, and that's made my life that much more difficult. I find myself needing to move to a cheaper but equally luxurious apartment, and I need a little help. I don't normally ask anyone for help and never have. I don't like to either. I would rather if you see me going through something, then you should want to and not turn a blind eye. I guess my question is it wrong to expect some help from someone? I've dated for almost 9 months. Is that a sign of things to come? Please keep my info anonymous. Thank you, and I truly appreciate your advice. What do you think?
I think 9 months is too early.
9 months is too early for it?
Yes. To expect any type of financial support or help from another person. I think 9 months is early.
Okay, so now this is what I'm thinking. 9 months is kind of early. I'm not going to sit here and say...
And I'm sorry, babes. It's not as though she's down and out. She lives in a luxurious apartment, apparently, and she wants to move to an equally as luxurious apartment, but that's less expensive, which of course makes sense. Nobody would want to downgrade. But if it's not something that you can pull together using, your own finances, then maybe you might have to take that hit and move into something that might be a little bit less luxurious until you can build yourself back up financially so that you can live in the type of place that you would like to live in. But to move into something that is equally as luxurious, even though you can't necessarily comfortably afford it, and at the same time expect help from someone else that you've only been dating for 9 months, I don't think that that's terribly reasonable. And I understand what she's saying. If you're in a pinch and you're in a relationship with somebody and it's clear that you need help, you would expect for them to jump in without you having to ask them for the help. But I think that that's something, that type of reflex on your partner's part, I think comes over time. I think that something like that reflex or that instinct for them to want to jump in and help you, I think is something that is probably built over a little bit of a longer period of time, especially when it comes to helping you pay for an apartment.
You know, I look at it two ways. Now, one thing that she said that I didn't really love was she said she just needed somebody to help her cope with her problem.
But that's true, babes.
But she didn't necessarily say she loved the individual, or she said he was a coping mechanism, right?
Yeah, typical. You're quintessential rebound person,
right?
And I don't think that people necessarily look at a rebound relationship as a rebound relationship. I think that when you're suffering the loss of a relationship that you held dear to you, and you find yourself single and alone in the world, and you need companionship, you need someone to talk to, you need someone to go places with, you need someone to play Monopoly with, or to watch TV with, or to just cuddle with at night. You may feel an emptiness sexually or what have you. I think that it's natural to fill that void. I don't think that people go in like, you know what, I'm just going to pluck this person out from the crowd and he's just going to be, you know, my person for the time being. I think you might see somebody, you see something that you like in them, and you explore it. Correct. And then maybe later on when you realize that there's flaws in that relationship or whatever, you might say, maybe I was just a little needy at that time, or maybe I was just a little vulnerable. Shoot, maybe he might have really just been a rebound.
Right.
You know? But I don't think that she went in saying that. And that's even if it is her rebound person. I think that she put it a different way. But I think that that's fine, because I think that it's natural. And if it's meant to work out, then it'll work out. And if it's not, then it won't.
You know, if you think about it, you know, if that person knows what you've been going through for the last 9 months, because like you said, that's your rebound. You've been talking, you've been explaining.
I just put that label on it. So let's not, I was saying guy. It could be. Let's just say, how did she put it?
I'll call it the rebound. She was like the guy's helping her with the coping with his problems.
Her problems. Right. Okay.
So like I said, if I'm helping you cope with your problems, that means you know everything I'm going through financially and everything, and how stressed I am. 9 months we're having sex, we're fucking, we are definitely fucking, we're intimate, correct?
I mean, why you gotta be all about that though?
I'm just asking, are we fucking?
Can't we just have sex?
All right, we're having sex.
Yeah, like you could have left it at that.
Okay, we're having sex, we're intimate. I'm giving you this box.
Like, are you serious?
You got this box, correct? So you got this box. We're intimate.
Now what?
We're intimate. We are at one, right? Now, if I need you to help me out so I am less stressed.
Wow, do you even understand what you're saying? Go ahead.
This is a relationship. You should help us in this relationship. Do you even understand what you just said? Yes, I know what I'm saying. I'm being honest.
That sounds crazy to me, and it's even crazier coming from a man.
It's the truth.
No, it's not. That's awful what you just said.
It is the truth.
Rashawn, that's awful what you just said. Basically,
okay, I'm listening.
What you just said was, you're having sex with me, you should pony up this money.
I didn't say it like that.
That's what you just said.
I didn't say it like that.
Really? You get in this box?
But
you need to pony up that money. I need help with my rent?
Okay.
You need to dig in them pockets.
I'll change it up.
That's what you just said.
All right, so take the sex out of it, right?
Hold on one second. Who's coming in the room?
He's bringing your box that you wanted. The box that you just delivered is here. What up, Log?
Hey, boo-boo.
All right. Put that box down. We're taping the podcast. Say what's up to the people.
Hi.
No, you gotta say what's up, people.
What's up, people?
All right, peace.
All right.
Close the door, please.
I have another box for you.
Love you.
Another box. Okay, just leave it outside the door.
No, he can bring it up there. You can bring it up there. All right, so let's take it out of the box and the sex and all that, right?
I mean, that's what it was all about for you just now.
No, we can take it out of it. I'm just showing you an example.
Wow. Wait. What's that line? What's that Cardi B line?
What?
Bleep them, then I get some money.
Fuck them and I get some money.
Yeah, that's not very inspirational.
I'm not talking about
that. That's what you just said.
All right, but
bleep them and then I get some money. That's what you just said.
Let's change it. Let's take it out of the sex. If I cook for you every day and I'm satisfying your soul because I'm cooking this great food for you.
Yes.
If I need a little extra, you should be helping me.
Oh, that's so everything that I do that's nice for you, if I'm a guy, that means I got to pay for it?
No, but you should do something nice for me. And if
I'm sure that if she's cooking for him, I'm sure he's doing something nice for her.
I don't need you to open the door for me at this time. I need you to help with these bills because I'm stressed the fuck out.
Oh, so that's what you're about? That's why we're in this relationship?
That's what this girl is about. Yes, it's 9 months. She's just said...
I'm not getting the impression that that's what she's about.
Well,
I'm getting the impression that this just might be what she believes.
Well,
I think that she just might think that that's the way of the world. And don't get me wrong. That's the way of the world for a lot of people.
Well, he's been in 9 months.
A lot of women right now.
He's been eating that box, sticking his ding-a-ling in that box. And that's fine, because a woman's body is her temple, right? a woman's body is her temple.
Rashad, I can't even understand.
And if you
I'm married to you in this very moment right now.
And if you're gonna give up that temple,
like I'm so beyond. You don't really believe this, right?
Yes.
No, you don't.
If she's giving up that temple,
no, you don't.
And she needs a little help, whatever it is. It could be she could be need help moving. She needs help. He should help.
So hold on. So you think it's his obligation
to help, not financially, just help, regardless.
No, you said financially.
It just so happens
that is what's on the table right now.
It just so happens
said financially
that this part is financial. But if she needs help, let's say she needs help moving. Move. Help him.
Yes, yeah. I think that he should help her move.
Well, he needs help financially.
If time allows and he has a good back, I think that he should help her move.
Well, if time allows and he has a good wallet, he should help her out a little bit. I'm not saying give her everything, but if she needs a little something right now.
No, Rashawn, it's not a little something right now. Rent is something that comes up every month. So if he helps her now, that means that will be his responsibility and obligation to help her for every month coming until she's able to do it for herself. And until is a variable.
No, I don't.
Who knows when until is? I could be paying a portion of your rent for the next 16 months. I didn't sign up for that. We're still in the, dipping our toes in the water phase at 9 months. I don't know if this is going to be a long-term 16-month relationship at this point. I'm not signing up for that. Right now, I'm still trying to figure out how much I like you and if I love you.
We're not 16 anymore. Like when we were 16, 9 months was still holding hands and kissing each other on the lips and not even tongue kissing. Nowadays, 9 months means we fucking raw. That's what that means, 9 months now. Wow. That's what that means right now.
That's what it means?
Yes, as an adult, 9 months, you're fucking raw.
I get it.
9 months with me and you, we didn't even tongue kiss at that time.
Say it again.
We did tongue kiss. We didn't tongue kiss in 9 minutes.
Tongue kiss.
That's what we were doing. Nowadays,
just a long lip-to-lip kiss, no tongue. I'm gonna press harder now. I'm gonna tilt my head.
Now, 9 months is all the way in. So
hold on. You think that if you're dating someone for 9 months, that means that you want to marry them?
I didn't say that.
That means you want to be in it for the long haul?
I didn't say that necessarily in the long haul.
Doesn't mean I have to. But that means I'm still paying for dinners and buying you nice little cute gifts and giving you massages and taking you to the movies.
Save your
That's
dinners.
What 9 months
and help me with my
is.
rent because I'm fucked up.
Listen, if it's an occasion, like let's say she's messed up on rent 1 month.
Okay.
Or she can't afford her phone bill.
But he's turning a blind eye. He's acting like he'd be like.
Did she say that?
Yes.
She used that term, but I don't remember if she said that he's turning a blind eye. I think she might have said something more along the lines of maybe she would hope that if someone sees her struggling with something, that she would hope that he wouldn't turn a blind eye. That's kind of the impression I got.
This is how I envision it. Damn. Telephone bill is that much? And this is him. Word. Turn over. Let me get some of that pussy. That's what that's what I envision.
That's what you envision?
Yes.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's where your imagination takes
That's what I envisioned when I heard the story. I don't know about you, but that's what I heard.
Yeah, no, that's not. No. Actually, that's not what I. No, my mind didn't go there. My mind didn't go there. My mind pretty much just told me that 9 months is early to have that expectation of financial support. And like I was about to say, if it's a bill and it's, for instance, say the month of Christmas and you're tight because you have all these financial obligations to buy gifts and things of that nature and you're a little short and you make mention that you're a little short and that person doesn't step up to the plate and they have it and they can, then you could be like, you can expect maybe like a one-time thing, but she said that she wants to move into an equally as luxurious apartment that's a little bit less.
I mean, she got a kid. Her kid's got to remain
whatever
the same.
It is. Okay, yeah, that's wonderful.
Okay.
But that might be living above her means. If her means don't dictate that she can afford that at that time on her own, then that's not a decision that she should make, because no one is committed to her. No one is committed to helping her do that. A boyfriend isn't committed to helping you pay your rent, because a boyfriend can up and leave at any time. So let's say, okay, he's getting that box. He makes that commitment. They're good for 4 months. And then he's like, you know what? I'm not really feeling this relationship anymore. And then he moves on to something else. She's caught in a situation where she has to pay rent that she can't afford because she was being funded by someone that wasn't committed to
that's
her.
on her.
Now she's bleeped up.
That's on her. She needs to know how to stay. She needs to know how to take that money.
No, the point is, don't buy anything that you can't afford on your own.
And for him, it's an investment.
If someone that's helping you isn't committed to
sometimes investments are good, sometimes investments are bad. Same thing with her. Sometimes investments are good, sometimes investments are bad. So
just gamble. Gamble. It's a crapshoot. Like the dwelling for you and your daughter, just roll with it. Hey, just roll the dice, see what happens. Hey. That's your advice?
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Hey.
What?
I just say, Mama, he should be helping out, at least talking to you about it. He shouldn't be turning a blind eye. And if he's turning a blind eye and not even trying to talk to you about it,
he should be talking to her.
Then, I don't know.
Maybe help her figure out an alternative.
That's true.
You know, maybe support her in that way.
Correct.
Maybe help her look for other luxurious apartments that she can afford on her own.
Correct.
You just never want to rely on, and as a woman out there, you know, trying to do it for yourself, you don't want to rely on somebody.
That's true.
If you're not in a position where you know you want to be with this person for the rest of your life, and if they don't know that they want to be in it for the rest of their lives with you, then you need to make sure that you individually can handle all of your bills and obligations, especially if you have a child. You can't depend on someone that hasn't proposed to you. You're not planning a wedding. You're not married. You're not in it for years. Like, no.
All right. Well, I don't know. I mean, Gia looks one way, I look at the other way.
You really, hold on. Look me square in the eye. You really believe what you said?
Yes, he should.
I think you're playing devil's advocate. You cannot possibly believe that.
He should help out a little bit. That's how I really feel.
Help out a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Help out a little bit, yes.
But then, okay, so address what I said then. So what happens, but like, no jokey. Like, what happens if she gets into this apartment that she can't afford because he was like, you know what, yeah, I'm going to help out. And then their relationship doesn't pan out.
Well, maybe she's just behind because of the lawyer fees and everything that she has to pay, and she's actually doing well. And then once she's caught up, she's okay. I mean, we don't know what the situation is, but you know, she's saying she just needs a little bit, and maybe that little bit will help her get over to the promised land. I don't know.
But do you disagree that if she's not in a position to pay for that apartment right now, that she can't afford it?
Of course not.
I don't think you live above your means. I don't believe that you should even live close to your means.
Correct. Yeah. Right. She shouldn't.
Because that's not financially
She shouldn't jump out the window if she doesn't have it.
That sounds like she's jumping out the window.
But we don't know. We don't know the situation. We don't have the full story. Maybe, like I said,
the story actually. Usually, I feel like we don't have enough information. But in that situation, I feel like there's a chunk of information.
I mean, we don't know. Maybe she's backed up because of lawyer fees, and once those lawyer fees are taken care of, she's good. I mean, we don't know. Maybe credit card bills are high because she had to do so many different things and move out, and she wasn't prepared because she didn't think her marriage was going to end, and now she's just trying to play catch up.
Right, but then the answer is,
when she's caught up, she might be good. We don't know.
Right, but then the answer is, you move into an affordable apartment until those tides change, and then you move into something that meets the standard that you'd like to live at.
I don't know. Well,
that's what I think.
I wish him the best of luck.
Yes.
I wish him the best of luck. All right. And
can you stop rubbing yourself?
I don't know why. I mean,
I cannot stand the noise that makes when you rub your skin. It's just like, shh.
All right, I'll stop.
Thank you.
I want to, for next week's podcast, there's a couple of things I want to talk about, and I want you to think about so we can have this conversation. It could be
You're actually telling me something beforehand when it comes to this podcast?
Of course, it's New Year's resolutions. We do that every year. Everybody has New Year's resolutions. I want to talk about last year's resolutions and then this year's resolutions, and if you actually, did what you wanted to do with your New Year's resolutions.
Okay.
And I also want to talk about sex.
You want to talk about sex?
Yes.
Okay. Go figure. You want to talk about sex?
Yes, because a woman's sex drive is way worse than a man's sex drive a lot of times.
Worse in what way? What do you mean?
Like, for instance, if it was up to you, we'd have sex 7 times a day.
7 times a day, Rashawn.
Okay, maybe 6. But like your sex drive is like on... What's the word I'm looking for? 1,000 extra
They can't see what you're doing right now.
My hand is moving. Like your sex drive is like through the roof. Like you're like a guy that took 50 Viagra pills. Like it's ready to rock and roll at any given moment. I can touch you and you're like, psh, let's go. Like that's how you are.
They can't see you.
Like yesterday.
They can't see
yesterday I was just joking with you to see what you would say. I said, babe, let's go in the back of the store right now in the bathroom. You're like, I'm game. Let's go. I was just joking. There was a lot of people there, but you were like, fuck it, let's go. I'm like, you fucking freak. Like, turn down the horny.
I was just playing.
Yeah, turn down the horny shit. So I want to talk about sex drive.
You actually turned me on because I thought that you were serious.
I know. And then you was like,
I thought that you were serious.
Like, bet, let's go. I was like,
I'm down.
I was like, this fucking bathroom in Patterson. Like, you want to go? You're like, let's go. I'm like, you fucking freak. Goodness gracious. But I want to talk about sex drives and men versus women sex drives and how can sex drives match in a relationship. I want to talk about that as well.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. I like it. Right. I like it.
All right. And that's about it.
Okay.
We got to go back out and get to more Christmas shopping.
Yes, we're about to hit these stores up.
Yeah, we got to go get boxes because we don't have any boxes to wrap a lot of this stuff. Mm-hmm. We have to make another run to the sneaker store.
Hold on a minute. There's something I want to talk about before we wrap.
Is it fast?
I guess it can be.
Okay, what's that?
I want to talk about the insane prices of resellers in this day and age. And a situation that Rashawn and I found ourselves in that made us say, what the bleep? Like, for real.
Oh, you want to talk about that now? Because I'm still trying to get that hookup. So I don't know if that's going to mess about hookup, but we could talk about it now.
The people that's trying to hook you up don't listen to this podcast.
I mean, but does Logan? Logan's friends listen to this podcast? Because we're going to be talking about him and some of his stuff. Let's talk about it next week. Because some of the stuff was we're trying to get for Logan. And if he hears it, he's going to know.
He's not going to. No.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
All right. So
you think his 13-year-old friends are listening to our podcast?
Madison's friend listens to the podcast. You never know.
They're not going to go back and say nothing to him. We're good. Go.
Okay. So Logan is into Supreme. Supreme, if you don't know what Supreme is, it's a clothing company. It's more of a skateboard clothing company that does a lot of dope stuff. Their whole thing is, pretty much they're very into red. Like, they have dope t-shirts, they have dope skateboard stuff, they have dope accessories, and they do a drop every Thursday.
Explain what a drop is.
All right, so what they do is they release a certain amount of items on Thursday, and it's very limited. So they might release, let's say, 200 t-shirts, 100 headbands, 100 sweatshirts, 50 barber clippers, 5 footballs, 10 basketballs, whatever it may be. Let's say that. And they drop on Thursday. And every Thursday, there's a line of people waiting outside for that stuff. And
a line is an understatement.
And what people do is when they get the stuff, they resell it at a crazy price.
No. Crazy doesn't suffice.
Let me explain.
Insane.
Let me explain. So Logan is into Supreme heavily. So Gia and I said, we're going to go get Logan some Supreme. So we go to the store that is a resale store. All they do is resell Supreme. Now, we go to get a t-shirt. Now, t-shirts are usually anywhere between $75 and $100. Now, when Gia says that these prices are, what word did you use?
Insane.
Now, tell them why it was insane.
Well, first of all, these, what you said, let's say they're $100 t-shirts.
Correct.
They're probably actually only worth about $20. Mm-hmm. They might be $20 t-shirts that probably cost the manufacturer $3 or $4 to make.
Right.
Honestly, if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm.
They sell it at their store, retail price, I'm guessing maybe $100.
Correct.
These shirts are so in demand that we get there. We're looking around and we're like, okay, this might be nice. This might be nice. They have this thing called the box logo t-shirt. And I guess that's their big thing, their hottest seller. So they were able to pull a box logo t-shirt for Logan in a size small. It was the last one. We bring it to the counter. Now, to save, just to make sure that in case anybody he knows listens, we had 3 other items. I'm not going to say what those items are, but we had 3 other items that we brought to the register.
Mm-hmm.
And Rashawn is just like, all right, yeah, we'll take the t-shirt. And I was like, whoa. How much is that t-shirt? Guy looked at me square in the face and said, $985. I said, 985 what? He looked back at me square in the face and was like, 985 monkeys, dummy. Like, I mean, he didn't say that, but his look said that to me.
Absolutely.
His look said 985 monkeys, dummy. I was like, nah, in that case, you could put that back.
El Cheapo over there was like,
you could put that back.
You're not getting that t-shirt. We're not getting
I
that
said,
t-shirt.
he is not getting a box logo t-shirt this Christmas.
No.
Not for $985 for a $20 t-shirt. I couldn't even kind of make sense of it. Like, nothing about that felt good. Nothing about that felt right. So that was like a solid no. So if anybody has a Supreme hookup, let us know, because poor Logan is going to be disappointed when it comes
He's going to be Supreme-less.
He's going to be Supreme-less. But no, we did get him a few other items that he wanted. But that t-shirt, like, you guys have to understand, is a white cotton short sleeve t-shirt. There's nothing on it. There's a red box on the chest that says Supreme.
Correct.
And that's it. That's it.
That is it.
That's it. So I was shocked, appalled, and mortified. And then I rushed out of the store and talked about it for like the next hour. So yeah, that was kind of on my mind. Yeah. But reselling is a big deal. And people do it with sneakers, like very hard to get sneakers. You buy a pair of sneakers for one price and then you're able to sell it for triple the price. And it's a very, very, very big business right now. And it's not just that. It's all types of things, handbags, limited edition pieces of shoes, things of that nature. Mm-hmm. People are really making a whole living on reselling hard to get merchandise. And
it takes the fun out of a lot of it, because kids really buy it because they want to wear it. Same thing with sneakers. They buy them because they want to wear them. And these resellers are really making it where, I mean, it's a business. Some of these people are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year doing it, but it really affects the business badly, where these kids are waiting online. They're robbing kids. Kids are getting hurt and beat up for these things. And it's very crazy, but we really experienced it with Supreme.
I disagree with you on one of those points. I think that the more limited these pieces are, the harder it is to get. The higher that the resellers sell it for, the more people want it, the more desirable it is, because it's the whole supply and demand theory.
Yeah, but these kids can't afford it. These are not adults. These are kids that are paying overpricing for these shirts. Like, you're talking about $100 shirt, which, first of all, like you said, it probably costs $5 to make. So the store is already making its money, but now these resellers are charging $900. So for a kid that can't afford it, what's happening is when I see this kid wearing it, I'm gonna rob this kid and take him from it. That's why a lot of these kids are getting hurt, shot, robbed, and stabbed over sneakers, shirts, clothes, jackets and all this other stuff.
Right. No, that's true. But the point that I'm making is that it being so limited and hard to get, difficult to acquire, that is what I think makes it so desirable.
Yeah, it does.
And so hot. I mean, Yeezys are dope, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that they're so difficult to get and you have to damn near sleep on a line outside of a store to be there when they open up in the morning to get one, and you still may not get one, I think that makes it that much more desirable, because it makes people want it more, because they have to work harder for it. And then if you're able to get it and then you wear it, you're wearing it like a damn accomplishment, not just like a fashion piece.
Correct.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then when people see you with this, like, oh, that person has the Yeezys. You know what I mean? Because it's not easy to come by. It's like an accomplishment. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I really do believe in that whole supply and demand theory. And I think that it really does have an effect on people. And obviously that's what drives up prices. They produce a limited amount of things. So the supply is low.
Right.
The demand is up. You can charge what you want, because there's always going to be people out there that are going to pay it.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And it is sad for the kids, or it's hard for the kids that really, really want it. But let's be honest. Mm-hmm. That Supreme t-shirt isn't the dopest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like I said, it's a white t-shirt that says Supreme in a red box in a rectangle. People aren't in love with it because it looks so amazing. They want it because it's hard to come by.
Right. I agree. And, but also it's desirable to those kids. Just like I'm sure
because of that reason, though.
And I'm sure that when we were kids, there was things that we wanted. Our parents looked up like, I don't understand it,
like cross colors
or Jordans.
You don't think your parents understood Jordans?
Hell no. They're $100 for some sneakers. They're like, hell no.
Yeah, but Jordans still looked great.
To us.
They might not have been able to rationalize the prices for them, but they still looked great.
Yeah, true.
But cross colors, that, that maybe not.
Yeah. That was pretty ugly, but we wore them and we liked them.
What cross colors, Asics, all of that. Yes.
All right.
Now we can wrap up.
All right.
I just had to get that off of my chest.
Okay. All right. Well, we will see you guys next week. And thank you guys for joining us and hanging with us and rocking out with us. And we'll see you next week. I am DJ Envy.
I am Gia Casey. Have a merry, merry Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Happy holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have that look on your face?
Why not?
Go ahead.
Well, I like doing a podcast here naked. It's easy access. I can see a nipple and I can just slide right in after.
We're going shopping. But you weren't game in the store yesterday.
We're not in the store.
You're all talk, no action. Anyway, I'm Gia Casey.
I'm DJ Envy. And that's another edition of the Casey Crew.
Doodles.